What is up, everybody? The Real Train King Productions 2025 back again, here for a brand new and very special unboxing video. Now, I know there's been a little bit of a gap since my last unboxing, hasn't it, you guys? In my last unboxing video, I did an unboxing and first look at the brand new for 2025 80th anniversary Trackmaster 3.0 Thomas. And a lot of you guys really seem to enjoy that video. Not long ago, also my community poll, I should say, I asked you guys which 80th anniversary Trackmaster I should unbox next. And with 89% of voters voting this engine, James the Red Engine won. So in this video, I'm going to be unboxing and taking a first look at the brand new for 2025 James the Red Engine as part of the Classic Engines lineup. So before we begin, I do have a couple of important announcements to make. First is regarding a video I posted that did not do really well. As you guys already know, I'm a huge fan of Splash Mountain and the Brer characters in it. I posted it to see how well the tribute would do to the ride, since the ride is no longer around, RIP. And sadly, it didn't do well as I had hoped. So, this week, or next week, or sometime later on, I will be doing another Brer character-centered video to honor Splash Mountain. I just thought I'd bring that up. So I hope you guys understand that. Just note, I am a huge fan of the ride, and I was just sad to see it go. No offense to those who do like Tiana's Bayou Adventure. If you do like that ride, I do respect your opinion. Just please respect mine. Anyways, besides that, the other announcement I have to make is regarding the Metal Collection James and Storybook Thomas. Recently today, when I was at my local Walmart, they did not have the Metal Collection James nor Storybook Thomas in stock. So, I'm still hunting for them, you guys. Just don't worry. The unboxing of those models will be coming soon. And the Ruby Thomas video is still on track. It will be in late July, early August. I just thought I'd bring that up. Now, regarding today's video on the James, I'm just like with the Thomas and Gordon, I will have a lot to say about this model. And trust me, this is going to be very exciting, you guys. So, with all those announcements out of the way, before we do begin, I will be mentioning this as well. Sorry about that, you guys. I will be unboxing Flying Scotsman this upcoming Sunday. Because today, yesterday when I was at my local... I'm so sorry about it, you guys. I stutter sometimes. But when I was at my local Walmart, I also picked up Flying Scotsman as well, which I'll be unboxing him this Sunday for you guys. So yeah, anyways, with all those announcements out of the way, let's get into what you guys have all been waiting for. Unboxing and first look at the 80th anniversary Trackmaster 3.0 James. Now, this James model, before we do begin, when I first heard that they were making a Trackmaster 3.0 James, to be honest, I was very excited because James is personally one of my favorite characters, and they did a very good job on the model. So before we do unbox this model proper and compare it to the other beloved model of James, the Trackmaster 2.0 Talking Interactive model, let's take a look at the packaging. And just like with Thomas and Gordon, they did a very good job with this packaging. You have the classic James on his side, on the side of the box, which is a very, very nice touch. The 80th anniversary logo. Thomas and Friends logo, of course. James Classic, or Classic James in a different language, which is a very nice touch as well. The barcode, 3+, motorized on the side. You also have the Thomas and Friends logo and the 80th anniversary logo up top, plus a CGI render of James. Now, just like with the packaging of Thomas, This is actually from the Nitrogen era of Thomas and Friends, mainly when the show first switched to CGI, which overall though is a very, very nice touch on the box. You also have a Thomas and Friends logo right here, and a render of James on the back. Not much to say. The back is pretty much like the other engines, classic James in different languages, which is a nice touch, of course. Requiring 2 AAA batteries, and of course the attention thing right here. Now, as much as I do like these packaging, I do really wish it would have like a collect them all on the back, which is something I did forget to mention in the previous videos. I wish it said like, oh, collect them all. Collect them all. It's 3 sets of engines here. Gordon, Thomas, and Scotsman, or James. I would have just liked that touch. That's just my huge criticism with this packaging. Overall though, the packaging itself is very nice. Now, with all that said, let's actually open this James model up and take a look at him more closely. Now I'm going to be very careful opening him out of the box because I don't want the unit to be damaged. Gonna move this to the side here. Now, this is something that is very important that I have to mention here before you open up the model. You have to be very careful opening up these models because you do not want them to get damaged. This is the case for any like Thomas model, like from Bachmann, Hornby, Thomas Wooden Railway. You guys know what I'm saying. It's just because you don't want the model to get ruined, that's all. That's why I'm being very careful opening up James. Oh, there we go. Now he's coming out of the box. Okie dokie. Here is James, who looks very, very nice. His tender. And of course, his tanker, which looks a lot like a soda or milk tanker, honestly. Now, let's take a look at James first. And honestly, holding this model in my hand, they did a very good job with James. And honestly, he's one of the best looking models besides Thomas. So let's take a look at his details first. Mattel did a very good job with the details on James, especially his splendid red paintwork. His face is also pretty accurate. It reminds me of seasons 19 and 20, when James was a bit more vain and boastful, like in the episodes Pouty James and All in Vain. They did a very good job with the face though. I also like, just like what they did with Gordon, they gave James a white footplate, which is a nice touch. His buffers being painted, which is very, very nice. I really, really like that. His sides are also very nicely done too, including his dome and his handrails. The backside is also really nicely done too. Something that some of the old James models didn't have was this little bit of interior right here, where you could add a little figure, like a driver or fireman. I really like how they added that. It's a very, very nice touch indeed. His side is also very nicely done too, on this side, which is pretty much the same. And his wheels are also nicely done too. However, just like with any other Thomas model, there can be a positive without a negative. My huge criticism with this new James, something that some of the older models excelled at, is he has gray wheels. James in these television series, like the models and CGI, he had black wheels. I don't understand why they gave him that, honestly. Overall though, with that criticism aside, it's still an overall nice model, especially with those new side rods. Overall though, James himself is very, very nice. Now let's take a look at the tender. Now, just like with Gordon, his tender is pretty much the same structure. They just shortened it a little bit to match James's likeness. The tender itself is very nicely done. It's heavily modeled off of seasons 23 and 24. of the CGI series, which is why he has the handrail and a few bolts here. The number 5 itself is very nice, along with the wheels. Now, just like the talking interactive engines, James's coal load is removable, which is a very nice touch indeed. He also has the same gray wheels like the model, like the James model does have. But that's okay. And just like with Gordon, it's pretty much the same layout, same tender layout. It's a little bit bigger. And the reason why I think they designed the tender like this is that way James can manage tighter curves on Trackmaster 2 layouts. Overall though, very nice tender indeed. And last, but certainly not least, is his oil tanker, or I guess you could call this a milk tanker. The tanker itself is very nicely done. It definitely reminds me of the Tidmouth milk tanker, like in the episode Daisy. And I just love the amount of detail that they put into it. The details up here, where the tanker gets loaded like with milk, is very nice. Sitting with the sides of the car, and this side of the tanker. And now the thing I just noticed just now is the tanker actually has the same gray wheels as James's tender. You guys see what I mean? The gray is very similar on the tanker. But overall though, this tanker does look very nice. I do plan on customizing it to make it look like a Tidmouth milk tanker. Overall though, very, very nice tanker that they included. I think this tanker though is meant to be a nod to the episode Thomas, Percy, and Old Slow Coach. You know, where James pulled tankers in that episode? That's what I think this is meant to be a nod to. Now, for the moment you guys have all been waiting for, comparing this James to the talking interactive James from 2021 to 2022. Alright, so here are the two models side by side. Just like with Gordon, their size difference is very noticeable. The interactive James is slightly smaller, but still pretty accurate to how he is in the television series, mainly the CGI era. The Trackmaster 3.0 James, for the 80th anniversary line, is a lot bigger. His red is a lot more bright. It kind of reminds you a bit of a Corvette in a way. A Corvette or a Ferrari. And the interactive James has more of that Christmas red / Ferrari red. Just like what he has in the television series. Overall though, both models are very nice. And they both look very, very cool next to each other. You could also see that the newer 2025 James has a slightly bigger face, as the interactive one has a slightly smaller face, but more of that cheeky, smirky James face from the Brenner era. Overall though, they both do look very nice. Again, just like with Gordon, my criticism is that these models are slightly too big, but that's completely okay. Both these models are really good in their own way, and the thing that they do share in common very, very well is the painted buffers. Except also the big differences as well is that the interactive James doesn't have a white footplate, and the not the talking interactive James, the 2025 James has a white footplate. This James also talks as well and interacts with other interactive engines. This James doesn't. So that's the James aside. Now let's take a look at the tender. So here are the two tenders side by side, and there is a lot of differences between them. This James, the talking interactive James tender, is slightly a little chunkier, but big, so that way the interactive James can manage tighter curves on Trackmaster 2 layouts. And also, the coal load can be removable, or can be rotated around. And also the coupling is slightly smaller. Same thing with the coupling in the front. The newer James tender is slightly bigger, just like the Gordon tender, and has the same gray wheels that the James model has, bigger coupling, and of course the removable coal load. Something that both these tenders share in common. But the big difference is their color of their wheels. The Trackmaster 2.0 Talking Interactive James from 2021 to 2022 has the black wheels to match the James model. This James has the gray wheels as seen on the James model, but is slightly bigger. The reason why I believe they designed James this way is that way this James can handle, I think, bigger Trackmaster 3.0 layouts. And of course it has removable coal load, but I already mentioned that already. And also it has bigger couplings. Meanwhile, as the Trackmaster 2.0 Interactive James has a slightly smaller coupling. And also their paintwork is slightly different as well. The Interactive James has a much brighter coat, which is more reflective from seasons 23 and 24. And also he has a crew member cleaning his number 5 to make James look nice and shiny when he pulls the express coaches, which I believe is a nice touch. And it's the same thing with the other side too. As for the 2025 James, there's no crew member like giving James a wash down to make James look nice, which is completely okay. I really like how they designed the tender though overall. And also you guys could just tell how different the red paint is on both of these tenders. This tender was mainly designed for tighter curves. This one is more designed for bigger curves on Trackmaster 2 and 3.0 layouts. But yeah, but the thing that I do like on the newer tender though, the removable coal load is a very nice touch. And just like with Gordon, as I said, I feel they pulled inspiration from the interactive engines for that feature. Now for the conclusion. What do I think about this James model? Overall, in conclusion, this is a very good model of James. I think Mattel did a very good job with this new model of him, even though it's slightly bigger than the original Talking Interactive James. But overall, it's a very, very good model, and if you're into collecting these new Trackmaster 3.0s like I am, I highly recommend picking him up, because he is just that good of a model, and definitely has some playability features, like the removable coal load, and most importantly, the level of detail that they put into the model. Like the new rods, the beautiful red paintwork, and of course his new face. And between the two Jameses though, which one do I prefer? I'm going to say both. Both of them do their jobs equally well. If you want to have a layout where the Trackmaster 2.0 engines can interact, this James does this job really well. But if you want to have a James that runs smoothly and calmly on your Trackmaster layout, probably during Christmas time or at a train show, this is the James for you. And honestly, this James, I do really like. I love the amount of details. I do really love this model of James. Overall though, in conclusion, I'm going to give this James an 8 out of 10 with a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a pretty good model of our favorite number 5 red engine, James. Well, anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and first look at the brand new for 2025 Trackmaster 3.0 James. And stay tuned this upcoming Sunday where I'll be unboxing the brand new Flying Scotsman. Now, before I sign off, what do you guys think about this James model? Do you guys like this James model more? Or are you a fan of the old school 2021-2022 interactive James? Let me know in the comment section below. Well, anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Thomas the Tank Engine videos just like this. Well, this has been Tranking Productions, signing off. Bye-bye!